Hey guys, what's up? This is Goremizer and welcome to a special episode of Smite Strats. This one is centered entirely around Siege. As you can see, I drew the towers and phoenixes and titans on myself, but the buffs and the minion in the middle are already there. And so, let's go ahead and get into this. This is just a special game type. I really enjoyed this game type. I played it in some tournaments. It's very fun. And it's very complex without being complex. It's almost as hard as Conquest, but not quite. And so, first things first is you're going to have lanes. It's going to be a lane of 2 and a lane of 2. Almost consistently 2, 2. And so you'll be 2v2ing most of the game. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start off, how do you start the game? Well, this one is very under consideration. I'm going to tell you how we do it. And we being me and my group of friends, we've done this in tournaments, and it's varies sometimes depending on who we have playing, but for the most part this is what we do. 2 people, typically if one is an assassin and the other's a mage, will grab speed. The speed is for the assassin. They will then go to the left blue buff, they will grab that for the mage, and they will make it to the lane. Then of course begins the long process of farming and the early game, which I will go over in a little bit. The other one, over here, you'll see there, will grab the red buff. This will be a mage and either another assassin or a warrior, but it's typically magical, physical, magical, physical. Sometimes you have magical, physical, magical, magical, and sometimes it's not. So let's say you're doing an ADC and a tank, or like a chalk Janus lane, you know, a warrior and a mage, or a hunter and a guardian. Either way, if you're doing a hunter and a guardian, guardian's going to want red, hunter's going to want blue. However, any other team comp, warrior, assassin, they get red, physical gets red. The tanker of the two, the mage or whoever uses more abilities, will grab blue. They'll go to right blue, and then right lane, and then we'll begin early game, which is what I'm going to talk about now. So after you have your buffs, there's like a dividing line in the middle. This guy doesn't spawn for a little bit, so no worries about him. You will be trying to push your waves like you do in Conquest. The towers, obviously back here, their vision goes to probably there on each side, relative to it. Your goal, like every other game mode, not to die early, but to look for kills. And so typically the side with the assassin, which is normally our left lane, gets a kill first, because there will be a mage in this lane. Assassins versus a mage, pretty assassin heavy side. And so if we get the first kill over here, the assassin then roams over and tries to help us over here. But if we get the first kill over here, we push. And that's one of the things that's very different from game to game, is how much you rotate. Obviously you want to get all of the towers on the other team's side and the phoenixes to kill the titan. But the added thing about this game mode is that there are siege minions that spawn every 100 tickets. So you'll have a ticket counter. When it hits 100, so if yours says 100, then you'll spawn a siege. I can't remember which side's which, but I'm pretty sure if you're blue side, the siege spawns on right lane, and if you're red side, it will spawn on your right lane, but it will spawn on the left lane of this map, like that. And so they're not in the same lane at all. So if yours spawns first, your goal is, since it will if you get it under the tower, it will attack the tower. It will go straight for the tower. Those things are very well programmed. Same over here. Your goal is to get that, push it in. You can usually take a tower. If you get one siege minion, unless they have 4 people over here defending it, you're going to get this tower. If they have 4 people over here defending it, you should be able to push down that tower. And so it is definitely, it's a split push potential. Once that tower is gone, all you have to worry about is these back here. But at that point, once you have one tower, once one siege minion is spawned, usually theirs is going to spawn soon. So let's say you've pushed yours and you've taken this tower. So this is gone. But theirs is like right here, because your team's been holding it off. You only had 2 people pushing, but theirs is about to come in. You should rotate over, take it out. that does put you in a situation where you're going to not have anybody in this lane, but you should be pushed up because you took the tower. Obviously, when the buffs come up and you have time, you definitely want to go for those. They provide 9 tickets to your counter for the siege minion. Definitely worth it. Each minion worth 1. Each god I think is worth 5. Don't quote me on that one though. I can't remember the number exactly. So every time you get a kill, it helps towards getting a siege minion. Every time you take a jungle buff, it helps towards getting a siege minion. If you take their jungle buffs, it helps towards getting a siege minion. Kill a wave, helps towards getting a siege minion. But what's this? This is probably the biggest fight mechanism outside of a fire giant and a gold fury. And this is the siege juggernaut. This is a wild siege juggernaut right there. What that does is when whatever team kills it, so if you get it or you get it, they get a free, well, I guess kind of free, siege juggernaut to push up a lane. And so if you have one in this lane, either another one's going to spawn in this lane or it might spawn in this lane. You might have 2 juggernauts going at the same time, and that is very beneficial for your team. Definitely going to want wards on this map to cover as much vision as you can. You can only buy sentry wards in Siege, which makes it a lot harder to ward because you can only carry 1 sentry ward at a time. And they cost 135 gold, so it's more expensive to ward up. But definitely worthwhile to have vision to know where the enemy is. You're also going to want at least 1 person to have a Wrath of the Gods to kill this when it hits yellow health, because that is such a big portion. If the other team gets this, they can push you down. You could have all 4 towers, and they could have none. Like, let's say this guy's gone and this guy's gone. And let's say this back tower's gone too. So they only have 1 tower, you have 4. If they get a Siege Juggernaut on either of these lanes, it can come, it can get rid of that, it can get rid of that, and if they're pushing hard enough, it can get rid of that by the time that they've gotten that. It is definitely a very dangerous thing to lose. At the same time, if it comes up and you put all 4 people defending it, it'll be gone very quickly. So this is just a very quick, 7.5 minute episode of just these general strategies used for Siege. Obviously, it's a very quick game mode, more of a push mode than it is Conquest, where Conquest is strategy. This one is strategy mixed with push. It's kind of like Arena if Arena had an actual goal other than kill. So thanks for watching, guys. This has been the last episode of Smite Strats until they release either a very new game mode that needs help explaining, or if, for some reason I come up with some way to play the other game modes without just saying, yeah, and then you kill everyone, or something like that. Well, take care, guys. Thanks for watching. Check out my channel if you liked it. Link in the description if you want to download Smite, if you are interested. Take care, guys. Happy gaming.